automatically generate closed captions for you in English. If you are working with a third-party captioning company, talk to them about how to set this up properly so that they can pass along the captioning information. Okay, so I've copied in my streaming URL. In this case, I was just using the default YouTube server, and then I copied in my stream key. Alternatively, in OBS, I could use the YouTube preset, which already uses their primary ingest server, and then you can use a stream key and paste in the same exact key. So I'll hit that and hit OK. And if you wanted to, you can log into YouTube. There's a whole lot more that you can do there. I'm just going to use the custom URL for this one, just to show you this is really easy how to use this one. So I'm going to go to custom. I'm going to copy in my stream URL. I'm going to copy in my stream key. And then hit OK, and I am ready to start streaming. So I will start streaming, and it might take a minute before it hits YouTube, but you'll see it pop up on YouTube's page. It's telling me that I have an excellent connection, and now it's loaded my video feed, so you can see. And if you're looking over here at the YouTube preview, it's not going to be identical to this window right here in OBS because it's on just a slight delay. But this is just to make sure that everything looks good before you go live. Once you see that video signal over here, you are already live and good to go. Okay, jumping in real quick here, just note that before you start streaming, this is going to go live automatically. So the second I hit start streaming in OBS, it's going to start sending it straight through to YouTube. So the one thing you want to do is make sure that your title in YouTube is correct, and you want to make sure that your description is correct. So you can hit that edit button right there to set that up. Additionally, if you scheduled this in advance, you're going to get the option to start your live streams after the fact. So basically, you would start sending the feed, it will say, hey, here's a preview window, and then you would click the button to actually go live. It won't automatically go live for you. I hope this was a quick and easy tutorial for you on using OBS and learning how to stream very quick and easy to both YouTube and Facebook Live. I will see you next time. This is a quick tutorial on how to use OBS to live stream to either Facebook Live or to YouTube. Let me jump right in and show you how to do this. So in OBS, there's a few settings that you want to check when you first get started. I'll go to my preferences and I'm going to start with the stream setting. We'll come back to this in just a moment, but this is where we're going to input our streaming information. Then we go to output, and usually my output is a video bitrate setting that I need to tweak based on the platform that I'm using. So YouTube has a support page that actually shares with you the streaming resolution and bit rates that it recommends. In this case, because I'm streaming at 1080p at 30 frames per second, my minimum bitrate should be 3 megabits per second, my recommended bitrate setting should be 10 megabits per second, and my max bitrate if I'm using AV1 or H.265 is 8. So since I'm using H.264, I'm going to stream at 10 megabits per second. Now, before you set that to 10 megabits per second, you need to double check using speedtest.net to make sure that your internet connection is powerful enough to give you 10 megabits per second upload. And that means that if you're hitting 9, you don't have enough. You need to lower that number. It also means if you're hitting like 12 or 13, you should probably go closer to 7 or 6 megabits per second. So I've got 238 here. I'm going to be perfectly okay. So that's why I'm going to set my video bit rate to 10,000 kilobits per second, hitting to 10 megabits per second. I'm going to leave my audio bit rate at 160, but of course you want to check your platform specs. So in YouTube, we've got some specs here that they've provided for us, and if you've got 128 kilobits per second, that's what they're going to recommend. So I will jump to 128 just so that we satisfy the recommendations on YouTube. Now, there are multiple types of video encoders. I don't want to get too far into the weeds here. You can use a hardware or a software-based encoder. Since I have tons of speed and power on this computer, I'm just going to stick to the default setting that's here right now. Now, one thing that you can also do is if you choose to record within OBS, you can select the recording path of where your file is going to wind up once it's done recording. Additionally, you can choose the quality. In this case, I'm just doing same as stream, and then the recording format, I'm usually doing an MP4 file just to make it easier when I'm sending it to the client. Now I'm going to head over to my audio tab, and it's here that I need to choose where my audio is coming from. So in this case, you can already see my mic is set. See, my audio levels are bouncing up and down. That's because the audio was already set to the proper device, but you can double check it by right-clicking on this, and you can set to the proper device, but you can double check it by right-clicking on this, and you can go to properties, and then you can change this to Rodecaster, at least in my case, but yours will be whatever is feeding audio into the computer. It might be an ATEM switcher, it might be another device. Then I need to add a source to this scene. So all of this is within this one scene. I'm going to hit the plus sign down here. Video capture device is what I want to add. I'm going to hit OK, and the device we will choose is the Rodecaster video. That's where my video signal is coming into the computer. The Rodecaster video has a USB-C output that's connected to my Mac, and that's how it's hitting the computer. And with this preset, I'm going to change it from high to 1920 by 1080 just because that's what we're doing in this live stream. So 1920 by 1080 is the signal coming into it, so I don't want to change anything from what the signal already is, and hit OK. This is our canvas. One thing you may want to double check when you first get started is if this isn't fully aligned with the canvas. See how I have some extra black space here? You might want to right click on this video, go to transform, and then within transform there's a fix to screen option just to make sure that everything is fit on your canvas. In a worst case scenario, for whatever reason, if you had to zoom in, you can make this larger than your canvas, but you'll see